Yeah, welcome to another late night podcast with Bridget. Bridget,
What?
bitch, are you eating?
Yeah, is it bothering you?
Yeah.
Why? Are you fat phobic?
No, we're about to do a podcast.
Oh, damn. That's
Anyway,
right.
y'all, welcome to late night podcast. I'm your host Holly,
And I'm your host, Bridget.
and tonight we're gonna be talking about: are you fat phobic or body positive?
That's right, because some people would be really bothered at the fact that I'm eating chips on my podcast.
Yes, and by the way, it does not bother me. So,
No.
Bridget, we're gonna let you start off with the conversation, get the topic rolling.
My mouth's full.
That's okay.
I'm going to drink my Pepsi out of my silly pint cup from the back porch,
I
where
love
I
that
ate
cup.
9 pounds. I ate 9 pounds of crab legs.
Can you believe that, y'all? 9 freaking pounds.
Not in one night, though. I did do it over 3 nights.
Just all in all.
All in all. Uh-huh. Anyway, y'all. So what are you? Are you fat phobic? Are you body positive? We're gonna find out in this episode, because the first thing we want to ask you is, does it bother you to see fat people, and does it bother you to see fat people eat? And if you say yes to either one of those questions, you are fat phobic. But honey, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm positive, even though I'm heavy, I have a very positive outlook about myself and my confidence level. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't let weight bother me.
Right. And I'm the same way. I mean, I'm a chubby girl. I got some meat on my bones. And I'm definitely not fat phobic. Even if I weighed 120 pounds, I never would be, because my weight, I've lost weight, I've gained weight. It's been like a yo-yo, up and down, up and down. So I've been small, I've been big.
Right.
And I'm very body positive because I feel like everybody should be comfortable in their own skin, and everybody should embrace their beauty inside and outside.
Right.
And who are you to sit there and judge somebody just because, you got Sally Sue over here who's weighing in at 115 pounds, but then you got Becky over here who is 310 pounds. Why is she less of a person than you are? What makes her not beautiful?
She's
What
actually more
makes
of a person. She's actually
yeah,
more.
she's got more to love on. But
Right. But
like
the thing
I've never
is,
understood that about
I don't.
how people will sit there and pick on people because they're overweight. Even at I mean, 310, yes, is not a healthy weight, but my point I'm saying is that even if you're 500 pounds or 600 pounds, that yes, you do have a problem and need some help for your health, so you can be here on this earth for many more years to come. But
Hmm.
nobody should be picked at their weight. Nobody should be picked at it just because they're overweight.
And I wouldn't even say just necessarily picked at. Like, some people are just really grossed out by it. But I will say that sometimes I think your biggest critics when you're heavy is people who've lost weight, because sometimes
Yes.
they're judging themselves in you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
even though I've lost weight, I don't look at heavier people or people that are heavier than me and go, oh my God, I know what it's like to be there. I've been there. But I have noticed that some people lose weight and they're very judgmental of people that are still overweight. But I think it's the them they see in other people that they don't like. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
So they
And
take
that's
it
the
out
reason
on
they do
them.
that.
And then
Mm-hmm.
that's not right. I don't think that people should do that either. And you know I see a lot of people who they'll be like, oh my God, that girl's so big, she shouldn't be wearing that. But you see that in skinny people too. Now I am one to say that whether you big or small, when you wearing something that's too tight on you, no, you should not wear it. But if you are a big voluptuous girl and you're wearing like a mini skirt and a cute top, then you need to own that shit. Don't sit
Mm-hmm.
there and be afraid to wear it because somebody might be like, oh my God, that big girl does not need to be wearing that. I feel like when you're big and you dress accordingly, you can wear what you want to. No, do you need to wear a tube top and, a pair of Daisy Dukes? No, you don't. But if you do, then more power to you. But, I just think that there's so many people who judge people for their weight. And like you said, when people who have lost weight, they'll look at other people, and that's wrong too. Just because you've
Yeah.
lost weight doesn't mean, oh, you're a perfect person now. Because guess what, baby, you can always gain that weight back. We've seen
Mhm.
that hundreds of times when people diet, when we see them get the gastric sleeve. And that's another thing. People go and get the gastric sleeve, and I'm not against that by any means, to each its
Mhm.
own. But that's not a fix. They think you get the gastric sleeve and you skinny for the rest of your life.
Mm-mm.
No, that wears off. You can gain the
Mhm.
weight back. And I've got
Yeah.
two friends
I
that
actually
have gained it
think
back.
exactly, and I actually think I've seen a lot of the people who've went through the gastric thing, and everybody will tell me you took the easy way out. You took the
Yeah.
easy way. I think it's opposite of the easy way out. I didn't do it. I had consulted about it. I had an appointment. I had appointment for surgery scheduled. I was going to go through with it. But my thing was, once you get that, you have no choice about whether you can eat or not. You can't eat. You have no choice
Yeah.
about whether you can eat sweets or not because you can't eat sweets anymore. Like you are forced. It's like having your mouth sewn shut. You
It
still
really
want
is.
it.
Yeah.
You still want it. You still crave it. But you can't consume it because you will pay for it if you do. Then, when those people that have that, their bodies kind of settle and now they can eat a little bit or they can eat some sweets, then it gets to where they start to stretch their stomach back out and they can start to eat more and more and they start gaining weight again. And then they're back to dieting again
Yeah.
and having to control it. So I think it's still a constant battle with weight, and it's very opposite of the easy way out. I think you're brave if you get that surgery. I think you're still going to have to work at it, but it's a surgery that I was scared of because I knew this is where I eat from.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't eat because I'm hungry. I'm the type of person, if you're sitting there eating, just like me eating those chips, if I sit and watch somebody eat chips or eat
To
some
make you want
olives
it.
or eat, it makes me want it. Yeah.
I do
Like
that to you
I might
all
not
the
be hungry.
time.
Yeah. I don't want it at all. Like I'm not hungry at all. But if I watch somebody or hear somebody,
Or hear somebody
like
say something. And
my
you
friend
always say,
Tilly, she'll call me and
oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, she'll call me up and she'll be like, "That's okay." She'll call me up and she'll be eating something, and it'll sound so good. And I'll be like, "What are you eating?" And she'll say, "Oh, I'm eating some corn chips and dip." And I'll be like, "Oh my god, that sounds so good." And I promise you, I will be putting corn chips and dip on my grocery list
And you do
because
that
that's what
because
I want.
that's what I was gonna say is we'll be on the phone and you'll be like, what are you eating? And I'll be like, well, I'm eating like um I I don't know, like I know you don't like caramel, and I was gonna say something with caramel, but like the white cheddar popcorn. I was like, oh, I'm
Yes.
eating, what is it? Food Smart white cheddar popcorn. He's like, oh my god, that sounds good. Yeah, she added it on her shopping cart in Walmart, and I'll tell her like, well, what are you cooking for dinner? And I'm like, I'm gonna cook like a pot roast and some, whatever. And next thing you know, girl, I'm cooking pot roast too with carrots and onions and potatoes. And I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
I
Yeah, she'll
do.
send me pictures of her food, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm hungry now, and I want to make that.
That's exactly how I do it. But like I said, I mean, that's a lot of times you don't realize. And see, the thing that a lot of times the reason I don't judge people, of course, I don't judge anybody that's fat because I'm fat. But I'm
You are
saying
not fat though, but
the hell I still am. See, you is crazy. Y'all,
it's all in
what
the
it is?
tatas. It's
Yeah,
all
but
in the tatas.
it is. But what y'all do is y'all look at me where I was, and you look at me now, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, you look so small. You've lost so much weight." I have lost weight, but I am still a very fat girl. It's just I'm less fat than I used to be.
Girl, if
But
you were calling
I will
yourself
say
fat, I'm like, what in the world? No, yeah, she is
I
not.
am.
She's
I,
got little ass legs, like she got these little chicken little legs. You do. You got itty bitty legs. She's all chest. She's buffet for days.
look at this. Look at that big old leg. Look at that big old honker leg. Is you
Oh my
crazy?
God. You ain't got no sense. You ain't got no sense.
Shit, that thing's big, girl. What you talking about?
Oh my God. Oh my God. No,
But
no,
I was
no, no,
going to
no.
say that, of course, I'm not going to call anybody heavy or something. But what I'm trying to say is people that judge people for being heavy, think before you speak because there's
Right.
a lot of people, a lot of my friends have PCOS. That is something that's damn near impossible to
I'm one
lose
of
weight
them.
having that. Exactly. It is
And I've
damn
had
near
a complete
impossible.
hysterectomy.
They can starve themselves to death and still not lose weight. There's people who've got mental, emotional, all of these
Mhm.
disorders that cause them to overeat. And a lot of times you got people like myself, the reason and I've had nutritionists tell me this, I've had trainers tell me this when I'd go work out. I have never been heavy because of how much I eat. I'm heavy because of what I eat and at the times of day that I eat it,
Yeah.
because I will wake up and at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, and I do not eat anything till 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Not a bite of nothing. Drink water. And then all of a sudden at 5 o'clock, I'll eat my first meal. And then from 5 until midnight, I'm snacking and eating the whole time. And it's stuff like candy, cookies, chips. You know what I'm saying? It's the wrong stuff at the wrong time of day.
Yeah. Because technically,
But it's
from
not like
what?
I'm
It's not like what?
do what?
What were you saying?
It's just the wrong time of day to be eating.
You tell me all hyped up about fat phobia and body positive. Oh God,
Bitch, I
that
want to
probably should
talk.
be a blooper, but it's not.
Go ahead.
Oh God, I lost what I was gonna say.
Go ahead, girl.
Get down, girl. Go ahead, get down. Oh my God, y'all, this is the moments that, like, I'm telling you that we live for, because this podcast is what it is. We ain't the type that's gonna start over and be perfect. You gonna get
Oh no.
flaws and all. You gonna get it all. You gonna get
Every
it all.
last fucking inch of it.
Yes, every bit. Um, I really don't remember what I was gonna say. I lost my train of thought because I was like,
Well,
but
fuck.
oh
Now
well,
let
I
me
don't
ask you a
know what I was
question.
gonna say.
We talk about body positive. Do you judge people for being like skinny as a rail?
No, because I have a friend, and I'm not gonna say her name. I don't think she'd be mad if I said her name, but she struggles with gaining weight. She literally is 90 pounds. I mean,
Yeah.
she's tight. She's like smaller than one of my legs, and I got like some Thanksgiving butterball turkeys for legs. I'm just saying, but your girl's got some thighs on her. But she'll do good for a little while. She'll get up like 100 pounds or 105 pounds, and then she'll just go right back down. But she pretty much bounces between lately 90 and 95 pounds. She's cute as a button, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful girl, and I love her to death. And she don't understand because she'll have days where she'll eat and eat and eat, and she still won't gain weight. But yeah, she is skin and bone. She wears a size 0.
Tell her call me. I can help her put some weight on. She just needs to eat what I do. She just needs to eat what I do. That's all.
Right, but like, hey, look, I'm,
Mhm.
I'm gonna hook with the beast, and she'll tell you what to eat. But yeah, she struggles with gaining weight, and
I've
I
heard of
I
some
can tell
people
it
doing that.
bothers her and stuff.
Yeah,
But there's been so many times where she's like, I ate, so many pieces of pizza and this and that, and it didn't gain any. But I think that's just genetic, because I've seen people in the past, like at certain jobs that I've had, where there was this one girl I worked with at the hair salon, and she actually, the doctor told her to smoke weed so she could eat, so she would binge eat. And when she wouldn't smoke, she would drop her weight down. But when she
right.
smoked, she'd start to gain a little bit.
Okay. And what did you say this doctor's name was?
Oh, if I can find her number, I'll call her and ask her, hey, who's to go to? And
I'm
this
just
was years ago. This was, God, I'm going to feel so old when I say this, but this was about 16 years
before
ago.
marijuana was legal.
Yes, exactly.
Is it
Exactly.
legal in your state?
No, not
No,
yet.
no,
I know
not
it is in
yet.
Virginia.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you though, like I said, I don't judge people for being small either because, like you said, I don't care what size you are as a woman, and a lot of men, it's called body dysmorphia. We're always going to see ourselves different than the way other people see us.
We
You know
really
what I'm
are.
saying? We're always going to judge ourselves harder. I'm thankful that I've never judged myself on weight that much. I mean, I've always felt confident. Now, I wouldn't say two-piece bathing suit confident. I don't care if I was, even when I was 15 and 16 and I didn't weigh but 150, 160 pounds and I had a great looking body. I didn't wear a two-piece then. And it's just because I don't feel comfortable in a two-piece. I feel like I'm in a
Yeah.
bra and panties. I always have. I don't know why. I've always felt like, so I've always wore a one piece. So I would never be a two-piece bathing suit confident, but I'm a shorts and a nice shirt confident. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm that kind of confident. But I will say that the thing for me, and I know this is going a little off topic, but weight, I don't care if I was 300 pounds, wouldn't bother me. Age bothers me the worst. Looking old is what
Yeah.
bothers me the worst.
That's
That's
one of
my
my
biggest
fears.
phobias. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I know we're all gonna get older, but it scares me because I'm looking at pictures now. It's okay. It's okay. If any doctors out there are watching this, we need some lines taken care of. Some lip injections, something to tighten our skin, give us a little bit of a facelift.
Yes.
But I look at pictures now of when I was like 15 and 16 and even just in my 20s and 30s, and I'm like, have I changed? Oh my God. Because I'll never forget when Betty White said that this was when she was, I think, 97, because she was doing the show Hot in Cleveland, and they had just celebrated, I think, like her 97th birthday or 98th birthday, and they were talking about age on the show, and she said I look it, she said, but I don't feel it. And she
Right.
said you're only as old as you feel.
Right.
And I get that, and I like that saying, but when I look in the mirror 20 years from now and see gray hair and all these wrinkles and liver spots and stuff, I don't think I'm going to be able to handle it. I don't, because I don't want to get old. I don't want to get old. So I
Yeah.
understand you there completely. It's
Well, I've
scary. It's
noticed
scary.
since I have lost weight, I've got a lot more. I always said I had a TikTok a long time ago, and it said everybody says. I said everybody keeps asking me what I do for my skincare, and I said I use two creams. I use Pond's cold cream, and I use Krispy Kreme because fat is the best filler. You'd have thought that TikTok took off. It didn't even go viral. It didn't even get 10,000 views. I was, what the fuck's wrong with
Oh, that
people?
so should have went viral. But that is true. That is really true, because some of my friends who've had, and no offense to them, that have had the gastric bypass surgery or whatever, that they have aged.
Mhm.
It makes them look aged. And I'll see people and they're like, oh my God, you still look how you do in school, and you ain't changed a bit and look like you've gotten older. It's
It's the
the
filler,
fat fillers,
the
baby.
fat filler.
It's the
Yeah,
fat
people go
fillers.
pay for that. They go pay to put it in. But I
Yeah.
have noticed I've got like this chicken neck a little bit more, and I've got all this fine lines and wrinkles showing up more. But my grandmother, they used to call her Big Mama, and it was because she was 250 pounds up until she was 50 years old. And then at 50 years old, she got with an herbalist. No, she wasn't dating. I'm saying she got with like a meeting
Yeah.
with an herbalist, and he put her on a 30-day juice diet to shrink her stomach. She did the juice diet, and then that next year he had her on a diet, and she lost 130 pounds in a year. She went down from
Ooh,
250 to 120, I think it was.
really?
She was she went from 50 to 90 just like that. Like her skin, bless her. I know she was more healthy, but she looked very old, the because she didn't
Oh,
have the fat anymore. But I've noticed since I've lost weight, like when I watch back our podcast or I watch back my TikTok videos, I'm like, oh my god, I look like my grandmother, and I can see those
oh,
fine lines and wrinkles coming in.
yeah. I mean, but
Mhm.
I don't see it though. I mean, when I look at you,
Mhm.
I don't see it. I could definitely
You need to
tell.
watch these podcasts back. You see it.
Well, it was a video that you had posted. I don't remember what it was, but you had posted. It's probably been about a month ago. And I remember when you told me you posted that, people were gonna be like, "Oh my God, did she gain the weight back?" And when I watched, I was like, "That." I mean, I can tell regardless, but in that video, you can definitely tell how much weight that you've lost. You know, like
Mhm.
I struggle with PCOS and me having a full blown hysterectomy. I got nothing left down there, and it is hard to lose weight because it, I mean, I still have the opening of the taco. I do still have that, but I
I
mean,
have nothing left down there. I don't have a damn thing. Not a fucking thing. Just
girl,
hello, hello.
I don't like. I'm telling you, I'm like, I don't know what more can be taken from there because I've had a complete hysterectomy. That's a podcast we need to do on its own. Is the surgeries that we've went through in our life, and I've had an appendectomy. So I think what's left down there is what, like your gallbladder, your spleen. But when I when I did have the reason I had my complete hysterectomy was because I had the early stages of uterine cancer. And when I was diagnosed with it, my surgeon said that was the earliest they had ever detected it in anybody, and which made me feel good. But still, when you hear the word cancer, it scares the shit out of you. Like
Mhm.
everybody's like, "Oh, you should do Relay for Life because you're a cancer survivor." I feel like I'd be taken from that because I mean I am a cancer survivor, but I feel like I don't know the word I need to put. I don't feel like I would deserve to walk a Relay for Life because you see people who have like worse cancers and really
Full
going through it
blown
and stuff.
battling. Right,
Yeah,
right.
so I would feel weird doing that. I mean, I would go to support them, which I have in the past anyway. But anyway, when I went and she done my surgery, she got everything. I have to do chemo, radiation, or nothing. I got it all in the surgery. And I asked her about my PCOS. I said, now that I've had this surgery, will my PCS go away? And she said, well, you don't have PCOS anymore, but you will still struggle with the aftermath of it. So for me with the PCOS, I didn't get like, how people, and I hate that people go through this, but people who get like the hair here and on their neck, and
Mhm.
you'll get like dark spots around your neck, under your arms, behind your legs, weight gain, acne and stuff like that. Mine
Yeah.
is just being the weight gain, me battling with
Mhm.
gaining weight and losing weight. Because I mean, my weight really is like a yo-yo. I can run steady at one number, and then next thing you know, I'm dropping like 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds, and I can keep it off for like a
Mhm.
couple of years, and then it goes right back up. And so
Mhm.
it does something. People just need to think when they're looking at somebody who is overweight, think of what they're going through. You don't
Mhm.
know if they've got PCOS. They can have a tumor in their stomach. Like, and I've seen that. You'll see people walking around and their stomach's huge, and come to find out they're carrying a fucking 50-pound tumor in their damn stomach.
Mhm.
You just
Mhm.
never know what anybody's going through, but it's not nice to pick on anybody with weight anyway. That's all I got to say
Right.
about it.
And do you think weight keeps people from getting jobs or getting certain positions, or do you think weight, would you believe that, you know I personally think that people would be knocked out of certain positions because they're heavy.
I do think it
Like,
plays a factor in jobs with certain
mhm,
positions, and especially if you're going for a job where they want you to look. like a zero and perfect. You know, is it wrong? Yeah, it definitely is wrong. But I do believe that in some jobs, now that's knock on wood, you know, I mean, that's never happened to me, but I've seen it happen to
That
people.
you know of. That you know of. I will say that I have seen it before where I worked at a job, and like I said, I'm not going to say any names, but I worked in a job, and we had two women that worked in the office, and one of them
Uh-huh.
was probably a size 10 or 12, attractive lady, but much less qualified than the other girl. The other girl was
Right.
probably about 350. She was probably about 350, and she didn't, you know, it pisses me off because overweight women, they make their clothes to look like fucking tablecloths. Like, make us the same shit you make the skinny girls.
You know,
Just put
I've
more
always
cloth
thought
on.
that too with the
Yeah,
clothes. I'm like, you go over to the small size, and they've got like these cute little shirts and stuff. Like, there's enough material where you can make that same, you know, fucking shirt for us.
yeah.
Same thing. But
But
I
wait a minute, let me
will.
finish. Let me finish. So she didn't dress as good as the one girl
Oh, okay.
because
I thought you were
her
done.
clothes made, her clothes were like prints and looked like tablecloths, and so here she was heavy. She didn't dress as cute. The other girl was smaller, but she was much more qualified, and she had been there longer. She had seniority, so the position come open, and it was dealing with the public, and they put the one girl, the more what you would call socially attractive girl or whatever, like she would look
Really?
more, yeah, they put her in the position. The other girl was very upset, and it didn't take her but a couple months, and she quit after that because, and everybody, there was a couple people in the office that was telling her she ought to go do a lawsuit
Hell
for
yeah.
discrimination, but she
Yeah.
didn't. She was so humiliated. She said, "There's no way I could go sit down with an attorney and say I didn't get the job because I was fat." But she said, "Because I feel like the attorney on the other side of the desk would be looking and saying, thinking not going ahead and representing me, but thinking in the back of their head, yeah, I could see why." So, in other words, it puts when you treat people like that, you cause them, they're already hard on themselves, you cause
Right.
them to be more ashamed and more hard on themselves than they should be.
Yeah, that is true. I couldn't imagine going through that because, like I said, I've never had that happen to me, which I've not had, and I'm not downing anybody who's had a bunch of jobs, but every job I've ever applied for, I've always gotten. I've never been turned down for a job. I've turned down jobs, but
Right,
I don't know if it had to do with, you know, my personality and how I carry myself and how I dress or what, but me being a plus size girl, I've never had that happen to me with a job. I've gotten every job I've ever, you know, applied for. Um,
right,
so that's sad. I couldn't imagine going through that because, again, as me being a big person, somebody was to be like, "Oh, you can't get the job because you're overweight." That would hurt. That would hurt my self esteem big
hmm.
time.
Well, and like I said too, now on there's a fine line with that because if there was a job opening for a runner and the runner's somebody's life depended on it, you probably wouldn't put a fat person in that job. I
Well, I
mean,
don't
I'm
think we
just
could be no
saying.
lifeguard. Yeah, that's for sure.
If I have to
But they say
swim
fat
50
float.
yards to save somebody, I'm going to take a break, eat me a snack about 25 yards out, and I'll be up there in a minute.
No, we just back float because they say fat floats. We just back float while we snacking. Oh my god.
Now, I will say that I wouldn't consider it discrimination if you didn't hire me a job where I had to run fast. I'd be like,
Yeah, same here.
I get it, I get it, I
I
get
completely understand.
it. Yeah, I don't harbor no hard feelings.
Oh god, I
I
could
wouldn't
see
put
that
I
now.
wouldn't
I
put
can
my
see
fat ass in that position either. Don't worry.
it. Oh my god, this has been such a fun podcast. We
But
have been serious, but it's been fun.
it has. But something too about it is I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. it was good too. It was like profound. It was.
Damn. We're going to do a podcast on memory. And I think I'm going to get some flashcards. And I'm going to give Bridget a test. And I'm going to show a bunch of flashcards and see if she remembers them. We're going to,
I
that will
forgot
be a,
what I forgot what you just say.
oh God. She says all the time, that's my old timers kicking in. I'm like, no, it's not. Her brain is just busy all the time. I'm telling you, that's what it is. She doesn't think that's what it is. But I tell you, this woman's mind is like she juggles about 1,000 different things in a day. That can make you be forgetful because you got so much going on. How you gonna remember this from that? You know, you ain't got no old timers.
I do have old timers.
She
Is it okay to call it old timers?
Yeah, I think it's okay. I like that better than the real word.
Yeah.
Old
So
timers.
I want to ask you what, as a heavy person, what struggles have you had your set? You said not with jobs, but what struggles have you personally had in your own life?
Heavy D and so for real. No, like I couldn't resist it. Struggles.
I can go first if
Probably,
you want me to.
I would say, I would say for me, probably more sometimes a little bit of my self esteem because and being a little bit shy when it comes to guys. I've never been turned down by a guy for being overweight, but I would say I've probably struggled just a little bit with that, a little bit of self esteem, a little bit of confidence. But I think for the most part, I've gotten over that. Um, I still struggle with my weight. I always strive to do better. I'm not gonna sit there and, jump on the Jenny Craig train or, Weight Watchers train. No, I'm just gonna make healthier choices and live my life because you don't know how long we're here for. So let's enjoy it. But yeah, that would be the most I would say. And then seeing some cute clothes on the smaller side and being like, oh, I wish they made that for me. But that's really it. I never got picked on at school for my weight. Nobody up to now even has picked on me about that. So I can say I've been blessed in that area. So when I've struggled with it, it's been a me thing, strictly a me thing.
Right.
What about
Well, for
you?
me, me it would be I've got several. One of the, I would say the most humiliating things was one time when I went to Carowinds and I was trying to get on a ride. Now I wasn't made to get off of it, but they had to be. There was two guys that had to come over and shove the thing down to lock it on me, and it just like squeezed the shit out of me.
Oh
And I
yeah.
realized at that point, it's like I was almost too big to ride amusement park rides, and I was like, oh God,
Oh,
that's horrible. So that was one. Um, the other one I would say, yeah, I had a whole fucking list when you was talking and I forgot.
our old timers.
So, the other
have,
one
you, have
would
you ever been
be,
picked on or anything?
no, oh, honey, I was picked on back before I was even heavy. They used to, thunder thighs, and we used to be called out. But I went to a school that was cruel anyway, so you just had to have thick skin when it come to that. But that didn't, even back then when people would say that, that didn't bother me. But I would say the other thing is being heavy that I've struggled with is running. Um, I've always sat at the back of the theater because I was afraid if there was a fire, I couldn't get to the fire exits fast enough.
Really?
That
Girl.
I'd just be wobbling down through there and
Like
get
people are
burned up
wobbling.
before I made it. And
Bridget, you know what? I'm going to tell
and
you something.
hold on, I gotta tell you some more fears. And I've always been afraid that if at Halloween, if the guy cranked up the chainsaw and I couldn't get out of the way fast enough, that
Again
I was
with
gonna
another running one.
that I it's running has been a big struggle for me.
But have you tried it? Have you have you tried
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Unfortunately, it's something I can't do.
There's no way, because what I was going to tell you a second ago, as big as I am, you can ask anybody that knows me. My fat ass can run, honey. I can run like the damn Dickinsons. But I think that's because I got a fear in my head of like, who somebody coming after me. I'm gonna haul ass and run.
Well, I will tell you that I could probably, if we was on a hill, I could probably beat you because I would just tuck and roll.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna make it down first because I'm just gonna roll down there.
Oh my god. You like, bye bitch, see
I
you
will
later.
tell you. Woo, 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 woo. What's that, Bridget? Jesse rolling again.
Oh god. Oh
But
god.
I know my son one time he laughed at me because we did go to a haunted house. It was down in Charlotte, and it was it's
Oh
called the
god.
Scariest Haunted Warehouse. And we had parked. Man, it was packed there because it was like the most scariest warehouse around. It was packed, so we had to park several blocks away, and we had walked all the way up there, and we get to the haunted house and we go through it, and them damn chainsaws at the end, and they cranked them up, and I started running back into the haunted house, and the people was like, no, 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 go this way, and even the characters in there were pushing me out the door. So
Uh-huh.
when the doors went like this, so when they come open and the guy was standing there with the chainsaw, I cut a beeline by him, and I ran about 4 or 5 blocks, ran all the way to the car. My son come out there, and they were rolling laughing, and he's like, Mama, I ain't never seen you run that fast.
See,
So
you can
I
do
will
it.
say, if I can do it if something's after me.
We just
If
gonna
something's
have to scare
after
you.
me.
We just gonna have to scare you
Yeah.
to get you running.
Yeah.
Oh
Otherwise.
god. That is hilarious. That is
Otherwise I'm
hilarious.
just roly poly oly and everywhere I go.
We'll be like the drop and roll. She's the drop and roll girl, y'all. The drop and roll.
But the bottom line is I'm pretty body positive, and I don't judge people. And I try
Yeah.
to encourage people if they are heavier than me. And I'm just not somebody who puts somebody down for their weight, or even when you see the shows, the 1,000 pound sisters and stuff, I do ask myself, though. I have asked myself, God, how do you let yourself get there? But then I correct myself, and I'm like, how the fuck did I let myself get where I'm at? It's
Right.
eating. You just love to eat.
Just love to eat.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but other than that, I just don't. I think people should be loved for who they are.
They
And I
really
think it's hard
should.
enough. It's hard enough being heavy. Don't you don't We don't need to be judged.
No, I mean it's just hard enough living in this life every day anyway. Like there's so many
Right.
bad things that go on in this world, and you really gonna worry about a 300-pound girl's eating 4 cheeseburgers? No,
Yeah.
worry about your own business. Like
Yeah.
there's so much more bad things in the world than worrying about somebody's weight. So be kind to one another. Quit
Yeah.
judging
And if you're
people.
if you're a big girl, just know you're enough.
Work
You're
it.
worth it.
You
You're
are.
worth it. You are a beautiful person. And if people are judging you because of your weight, get them out of your life. And if you
Yep.
think people are judging you because your weight, usually they're not. I mean, sometimes I think there are. I do think fat phobia exists. I do. I really do.
I
Because
think
you'll
it
see.
does
Have
too.
you ever watched Joey Swole on TikTok?
Uh-uh.
You don't know who he is?
Mm-mm.
What?
I don't know who that is. I've never heard of Joey Swole.
Yes.
Is he swollen?
He's a really muscular, fit guy. He's just buff as all. But if he sees somebody getting judged in the gym, like if they're a heavy person, they're being judged in the gym, or people will share videos with him where somebody's mocking or making fun of somebody heavy in the gym, and they might be struggling or doing something wrong, he puts them in their place fast because he believes that the gym should be a safe place for everybody to come and work out. And he is a super nice guy. But
Yeah.
the thing I'm thankful for, I remember I was going to say this earlier, is the fact that I thank God that we have chubby chasers in the world.
Yes, because my husband definitely is a chubby chaser. Which I guess I could
Mine
say I
is
am
too.
too.
Huh?
I guess I could say I am too. Which now he's lost a lot of weight because mostly because of his diabetes. But he's lost since he's been diabetic. He's lost 68 pounds.
Oh, really?
68 pounds. His nickname used to be 300, is what a lot of people used to call him. What's up, 300? But they can't say that no more. And if you look through like my Facebook and even some of our TikTok videos, you can see it, especially in his face and especially in our wedding
Really?
pictures. Yeah, he's lost a lot. I mean, he looks good. He looked good at the weight he was anyway. But Jason's very tall. He's 6'3", so to look at him, you wouldn't have thought that he once weighed 300 pounds. But
Yeah.
but yeah, because of his diabetes, he's lost 68 pounds.
Well, tell him
Yeah.
congratulations.
Oh well, y'all. On that note, we hope you have enjoyed this episode. And as Bridget said, if you are dealing with weight, don't be so down on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. Love your body. Love yourself. Wear what you want to wear, and you get out there and you own it and you make it your bitch, because
That's
you
right.
are beautiful, no matter what, inside and out. And
That's right.
our next episode that we're going to have, this is going to be one that I think y'all will enjoy, because me and Bridget are really excited about this, and it's going to be all about coloring. Bridget has some news that she's going to announce that we're going to talk about, and we get asked all the time, well, what do y'all color with? What type of paper? And da 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 da. So we're gonna go over all of that with y'all. And Bridget's got a big announcement that I can't wait for y'all to hear. I already know because I'm the bestie. So just saying, give him a little bit of tease, or give him just a little bit. Just tease him a little bit.
It's really, really good.
It's gorgeous. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
It's
But on
gorgeous.
that note, we hope y'all have a good night. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Hit that bell so you can get notified every Tuesday and Friday when our new podcast shows drop on the YouTube. So we will see y'all on next episode. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.